Dharmabytes is brought to you by Free Buddhist Audio, the Dharma for your life. Our work is funded entirely by donations from our generous listeners. If you would like to help us keep this free, make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. Thank you, and happy listening.
It was one of the first Buddhist scriptures that I looked at as a beginner, probably over 30 years ago. And I must admit, I wasn't particularly impressed by it. Now, that may have been to do with the translation, I don't know. But I think I made the dreadful mistake of thinking that because I could superficially read and understand the words, and the words are very clear, direct and self-evident, because I thought I could understand the words, there was little to gain from reading it more than once. How wrong could I have been? A glaring example of the difficulty of turning knowing into being. I thought knowing meant being. If I could read and understand the words, finished. Not so, not so. Now I find, counting up, and again this was a surprise, now I find I've got 9 different versions of the text. Why, you may ask? Why on earth has he got 9 copies of the Dhammapada, different copies of the Dhammapada? Isn't that a bit excessive? Surely one would do. But I work on the basis that words are symbols. Axioms and aphorisms are symbols. Symbols point beyond themselves, so it's very difficult to pin them down. The best approach with symbols is to keep asking yourself over and over, repeatedly, what else can it mean? So the more interpretations, the better. So if you've got more than one translation, it means you can actually compare them. And one person will translate a word such, another person will translate it differently. And it doesn't mean that one is right and one is wrong. It's like there are different shades of meaning. So, for instance, you need really a copy like the Narada translation because it includes the Pali text. So you can actually read the words in anglicised Pali, which is also very useful because then when you look those words up in the Pali English dictionary, you find that like Dhamma and other such Buddhist terms, they've got all sorts of meanings, So it gets very interesting indeed. You're dealing with a set of poems in a way. It's much more like that. I've made a limited study from time to time over the years of 4 of them, and I've compared some of them against each other. I wouldn't say I've done a lot of that, but I've done it over a long period of time. So needless to say, the Dhammapada has become one of my favourite Buddhist texts.
We hope you enjoyed today's Dharma Bite. Please help us keep this free. Make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. And thank you.